Yeah, Harshita, go on.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining in the session. And today we have the speaker with us, Rishikesh Lokapure, and he is coming here for the third time. And I'm really happy to announce him as the speaker. And today we are going to talk on a different topic. We haven't touched that topic yet, and that's called writing advertising campaigns. So that's a new concept here, like not a
Yes.
new concept, but yeah, we are talking in it for the first time in this series. So yes.
Right. So I think that is something that is yet to be explored by most of the people, and that's why these guys are here, right?
Right.
Harshita, I wanted this to be like an informal, casual discussion mode wala session. So can we, I mean, with your permission, can we let everyone unmute and speak whenever they want? Is that possible?
Sure. Like for that, I have to give the permission to each and everyone. So
Okay, because there are not a lot of people here, and I'm sure people will respect unmute option. But then, because what happens is otherwise they will have to ask you every time for mute and unmute. That's why.
sure, sure. I'm giving the access to everyone. Meanwhile, you can
Great.
start with the session.
All right. So I can start till that time. Uh, so guys, I'm sure this is not a very alien topic to you. And by the time you get your, I mean, permission to speak, you guys can use the chat box.
I guess there is some noise. Okay, I we can't hear you now.
And I think I lost there. Am I audible now? Deblina saying there is a lot of background noise. Is it? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you properly, but yes, in between there is some noise as well. Now you are audible. Is there any network issue from your side? Now we cannot hear you.
No, no. I think so. What's been happening is I stay in Pune and it's been raining on and off for I think last 30 days now. So I think Vodafone is about to give up on the city. It's already given up on the country, but it's about to give up on the city and playing tantrums on the internet. So sorry about that. I'll keep joining because I have like 5 devices around, and I'll keep hopping and joining as soon as possible. Okay, coming back to you. So I think most of us have mute and unmute now, right? Because I can see microphones coming up. So first question I had for everyone is, and I'm not going to go the typical way. I'm just going to speak to everyone so that it becomes easy. Uh, Integrated campaigns, when we talk about like a 360-degree campaign, has anyone in the room written a 360-degree campaign? You guys can unmute and speak whenever you want. Okay, Bhubaneswar says no, Saurabh says no. Okay. Okay, how many of you have a fair idea of what happens in an integrated campaign? Okay, another no. Okay, no idea. Fantastic. Okay, I am new. Bhubaneswar, even I am new. Is there something that I have to do? Right. Let me see what. Okay. So, integrated campaign goes beyond specialization. So when I say that, it means it is not just content writing, it is not just copywriting, it is not just script writing, it is not just design, development, or video production, or strategy, or marketing, or client servicing. It is a mix of everything. So as a writer, when you write integrated campaign or a 360-degree marketing campaign, you have to think as everyone on you, right? Harshita, Paramjeet cannot hear. Uh, Guys, I tried this as well. I think there's a little bug in FIFO. Refresh and then you will be able to get it if you're kind of logged in from the phone. or you can go to your browser setting, go to permission and give permission to your audio, because that's what I tried as well and it worked. All right, coming back to integrated campaign. So like I was saying, you have to be a content writer, you have to be a copywriter, you have to think like a designer, visualizer, creative director, script writer. You have to think like a marketer, you have to think like a strategist, you have to think like an account manager, you have to think like the client as well. And only then you can come up with a campaign. Now, what is most important in all of this is the writer, is what I personally think. Anyone knows why writer is the most important when there are so many functions happening simultaneously? Creativity, okay. But we have to be creative no matter what. Even if you're a content writer or whatever kind of a writer you are, we have to be creative. So that's the given. But then why is the writer most important in the campaign or a 360-degree campaign? Yeah? Not. Because design holds no value without interesting content. Okay. Let me move to chat. Okay. The first point, contact point is content. Correct. So, Sovik, you are getting on the right track. Yes. Because design holds no value without inspiration content. Yes. Impressive. Yeah, that's true. So, what happens is everything starts from the concept. And most often than not, it's the writer who comes up with the concept. Whether you're writing content, whether you're writing copy, whether you're writing website, it's always a writer who comes up with the concept of the content. Right? I'll go slow so that it becomes easy to digest. Yes, no? I'm audible, right? Otherwise, I'll go on speaking and I'll not get any feedback from there.
You are audible, but sometimes the voice is breaking and others cannot hear you. I don't know why. Is the
Harshad, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes. Okay. So I'll continue assuming that you guys are listening to what I'm trying to say. So it's always the concept. So if you have to become a campaign writer, you have to start thinking of the concept and not the content first. Our problem as a content writer is as soon as we get a brief to write upon, we go to Google, start Googling, look at reference websites, look at similar content, and churn the same content in new words, paraphrase it, put it in different modes, give it a twist, and then we are ready to publish it. That's what usually content writers do. But with a 360-degree marketing campaign, you cannot copy ideas. It has to be as fresh and as new as possible. And when I say new, it does not mean it has to be original. It has to have its own flavor. Only then it will work. Otherwise, people will easily understand that you have copied it from someone. Right? So a 360-degree marketing campaign has multiple aspects to it. One major aspect most of us already know, which is the content. So when you come up with the concept, that concept has to be equally well executed on your digital platforms, on offline platforms, in media, in media of all kinds. It could be outdoor, it could be print, it could be radio, it could be your digital. All these four mediums, it has to work equally well. So right now, what we all are thinking is, when you write content, you think of characters, correct? How many characters should the headline be? How many words should my content be? How many paragraphs should it be? That's what we usually think as content writing. Right or wrong? Correct. So those are the parameters that we usually look at first. But as a marketeer or as a 360-degree marketing writer, you have to think if your concept fits equally well in all the mediums. So you have to start thinking a little wider. That is one. Second thing is the concept that you're thinking about should be absolutely easy to understand, even for the last benches. So when I say even for the last benches, it basically means when a teacher is teaching in a class, a good teacher makes sure that even the last benches understand the concept. Because if the last benches get it, the first benches are going to get it for sure. So it has to be that easy. Because in content writing, you have a targeted audience. In a 360-degree campaign, you don't have a targeted audience usually because everyone is kind of an audience. And it's made for a specific set of audience. But mostly it goes to everyone. Say, for example, you're doing an ad for close-up toothpaste. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So say for example, we are doing an ad for close-up toothpaste. Whom do you think is the target audience for close-up toothpaste? You guys can unmute and speak. I'll prefer that because I don't want you to hurt your fingers while typing. Diverse age group. Yes, correct. Everyone, exactly. Everyone is a potential buyer for a close-up toothpaste. Versus Apple comes up with their new AirPods. Who's the audience? Bade log. I like that term, bade log. Okay, so yeah, bade log, young people, teen, 25 to 30, upper middle class. Okay. By the way, these guys are increasing the prices. I am sure this is going to be the upper higher class that are going to buy the product very soon. But yeah, you guys are right. Moist Colgate. Colgate usually target only mothers. Yes. What's the reason you think, Mohit? People who own iPhone. Yeah, that's true. Mothers are more concerned to health. And what about fathers? Because children are more susceptible, yes, decision makers, yes. But women are decision makers in most of the cases, at least in India. And this is not a debatable question. That's always the case. The reason is, even if you're buying a car, okay, it is said that this is like a male-dominated society. And I'm not getting into the feminist debate here, but usually cars are made for men, is what they say. But it's always the female that decides the color of the car, the make of the car. I mean, she will look at the cosmetic side of the car, the beauty of the car, and the man will look at the machine of the car. So that's how things work. So women are the first influencers even before influencer marketing came in. Correct. So it works that way. But I'll come back to this. Definitely is happy about that. But I think this is a very wrong thing because men would love beauty as well, isn't it? But yeah, coming back to the point, otherwise we'll get distracted and the topic will go on throughout the night. Alright. So, we're talking about the target audience. So, most of the products which have a wider appeal, there is absolutely easy concept that is running in it. So, sometimes you put in salt, sometimes you say there is zero salt. That's how you fool your audience. Sometimes you say there is no calcium, sometimes you say there is extra calcium. I saw an ad by Varun Dhawan. He is doing an ad for West. I am not sure which is the brand. So they say this West, this bunion has 25 or 21 features. Now imagine a West having 21 features. and who looks at 21 speakers before buying a book? But okay, they thought there is an audience that looks at speakers. The 21st speaker is loved by Varun Dhawan. Imagine somebody selling a product because they are out of features, out of thinking, by just saying this is loved by Varun Dhawan, you please buy. Then I saw an ad for mosquito repellent, and this is the best one I have heard during the lockdown. The mosquito repellent has a not a mosquito repellent. It was basically what was the product? I don't remember the product, but the feature I remember very clearly. The feature says bye bye dust feature. Yeah, it's a fan, ceiling fan. Imagine a ceiling fan in 21st century. I mean, I think we are 21 years ahead of 21st century now. There's a feature called bye bye dust feature. Can any one of you or can any one of us come up with this feature, bye bye dust feature? Yeah, bye bye dust feature. Can any one of us think that way? Yes, exactly. Bye bye dust. So there's a ceiling fan which says bye bye dust. That's how it is. So you cannot come up with it because we are all intellectual monsters.
So
How is it
basically,
relatable? That's what I'm coming to.
so basically, they introduced a new
So
feature
how it is
out of the
relatable is
problem.
you forget the fan, but you remember the feature. So when these guys go to buy a ceiling fan, that is the first thing they'll do. They'll forget the name of the brand, they'll forget everything else, but all they remember is this ceiling fan says bye bye dust. So I will buy that fan. That's one. I'll give you an example, one more, to let you know what's happening here. How many of you love Salman Khan?
Big no.
And I'm not talking about Rajesh, I'm talking about in general. Salman Khan, how many of you love Salman Khan? No, nobody. No Salman Khan here. He's okay. Okay. This okay just made 500 in the lockdown period. But yeah, coming back. No, yes, nobody supports Salman Khan. Support. Okay, Milind Gaikwad is from the intellectual side of the world, Amir Khan. Okay. I love Amir Khan as well. But I'll give you Salman Khan and why people love Salman Khan. Okay. Have you seen his new Pepsi ad? Where he's playing Pepsi, where he's playing carom while drinking Pepsi? Wow, somebody unmuted. I felt like somebody came to save Tom Hanks in this film. So he was lost on an island. But yeah, coming back to Salman Khan. So Salman Khan is playing carom with his friend in the middle of an afternoon where the whole world is working. This guy is playing carom and he's very happy about it because he just made 500 here, so he can afford to play carom in afternoon. But yeah, he says, what a shot. I mean, his friend says, what a shot. His friend says, what a Pepsi. And somebody else says, no, so that's how the conversation goes. Oh, you just saw? Fantastic. So one of the guys says, what a shot, what a Pepsi, and what a friend. That's all that happens in the ad. For that ad, Salman Khan charges 20 CR. That's 20 crore rupees. That's 20 crore words that you have to write at 1 rupee per word to make that amount of money. But this guy says only 3 words and makes 20 CR. Correct. For him, 20 CR is all, absolutely. Now this guy says just 3 words. What a Pepsi. That's it. That's all he's getting paid for. But what all the Bhai fans remember is what a Pepsi. Exactly. And there's a probably they didn't have Grammarly connection. So there's a grammar mistake as well. What's a Pepsi? But he says that in an ad, and that ad is running on TV. During the IPL, I think it was the most run ad after Craig. So somebody gets paid for writing what's a Pepsi. And these guys would be for working the biggest ad agencies in the world. And they get paid for it. So it's a deliberate mistake. It's not that the writers are bad in grammar, it's a very deliberate mistake. It's, yes, Reedy Fusion, correct. I think it was done by Reedy Fusion. So it's a deliberate mistake. The reason being, they want to show how people talk when they are with friends. They don't care about grammar. They don't care about what they're speaking. They are absolutely unfiltered. And that's where Pepsi resides. So it's supposed to be a very common drink and not a functional drink or a festive drink. It's a drink for any other day. And that's why there's a deliberate mistake. But it is, as content writers, we'll be the first people to find mistakes. But there is a reason to do that mistake. Somebody had posted about thumbs up today. I was reading about it. Have you seen a big mistake in thumbs up? Anyone? Thumbs up, the ever drink Pepsi? What? Thumbs up. I would request all of you to, I'm sure you're connected right now. So take a moment, go online and search for thumbs up logo and tell me what's the mistake. I'll say that again. Take a moment, go online and search for thumbs up logo and tell me the mistake. Saying what nonsense is this? I have been drinking the wrong drink throughout my life. So why do you think this is spelling wrong? Somebody will say it launched before Grammarly launched. So there was no way of checking spelling. Okay? But that's not the case. Imagine an average Indian, because you spell it like that, correct. More than spell, it's the way they pronounce it. So they wanted to match it with the pronunciation that happens in common pretender, not the learned pretender. So when somebody says, somebody goes to a shop and says, "Bhaiya, ek thumbs up dena," they never pronounce D. They will never say thumbs up this one. You'll always say thumbs up. So it's always thumb and stuff. Correct. So Devlina is on a roll here. So somebody will say thumbs up. Correct. So that thumbs up is what they exactly came up with. And somebody again was paid to make this deliberate mistake. Correct. Again, somebody talked about Red Bull wings. Yes, it's on the so it's again deliberate mistake. My point is, we are not here to count mistakes. My point is to think what layman thinks. If you can think like a layman, you can write advertising campaign. And why, when I was discussing with Harshit on what topic we can take up on this session, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this session with everyone is not many know that this is the field which pays you except feature films. That's a different ballgame altogether. So writing advertising campaigns is you can make the most money. Okay, I want to make you a little uncomfortable if you are okay with it. So please say yes if I can make you uncomfortable. how to get the connection to get started. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay, two people are fine. This- Okay, all right. I'll ask you a twisted question in that. Uh, what is the highest amount you've got paid for a project? And be very honest about it. I'll tell you mine as well. What's the highest amount you have got paid for a project? A writing project, obviously. Please type. I think count the zeros. I mean the zeros in the row. Okay. I'll give an answer to that. So that the conversation moves on. I happened to write an advertising campaign during this February that was launched during the recent IPL that happened. And I charged 4.7 lakh for it. So that was 4,70,000. The duration of the campaign was somewhere around 3 months, but it didn't last that long because IPL stopped in between. So I think it will restart in September. And I have the same two hands, like 2 years, 32 teams. Dubai, yes, I don't want to go the details as of now, but I can give you the details offline later. But that's the amount of money there is. So we have looked at how big the campaigns are, how wide they can go. Why do you think there is so much money in this? And I'm not Salman Khan. I'm not a celebrity as well. So why is there so much money for writers in here? Think, and answer, please. Why is there so much money? Somebody might say, I am experienced. Yes, I am. So I'll take that off. I didn't know making mistakes such in terms of money, but yes, that has to be deliberate mistake. Only then you can make money on it. Or you have to have a smart brain to make sure that the client is convinced. You understood the trend, yes. Devlina, my question was, why is there so much money in it? Because they make things sell, but even content makes things sell, right? But you've never heard a content writer getting paid for a project, unless the project goes on for a 5 lakh words. Because the tagline is what people remember, yes. Okay, I'll give you an example. What do you think is the salary of a rickshaw driver? Or how much money does a rickshaw driver make? Or tuk-tuk driver, whatever it's called in your area. Yeah? Go on. 15K. Okay, I'll take that. 15K is what a rickshaw driver takes home. How much does a bus driver take? A bus driver. International audience here. Okay. No rickshaws or tuk-tuk here. Right. That's why you have those sunroof cars there, Ruchi. Okay, 30K is somebody saying a bus driver makes. How much does a train conductor make? By a train conductor, I mean a train driver, yeah? Not the TC. 60 to 70K. So a rickshaw driver makes 15K, a bus driver makes some 30K, a train conductor makes 20, 30K, 60K, how much does a pilot make of a commercial airline? 3 lakhs. Okay. 2.5 lakhs. Okay. Okay. Per month. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Per month. And how much does a pilot of a spaceship make? The one that goes out of Earth. I mean, it goes towards either the space center or the moon or some other place. How much does that guy make? 15 lakhs. Okay. Now, if you see or compare the figures, everybody is a driver that I just talked about. Correct? 20, 30 lakhs. Yes. All the people that I just mentioned, all were drivers. So why is one guy making 15,000 and the other guy is making 20 lakh rupees in the same amount of time? Specific and untapped is making more money. Okay. Everybody is a driver. Just that some are heavy drivers. Okay. What's a heavy driver? Come on, think. Writers are meant to think. I'll make sure by the time you leave this session, you are more confused and probably have a headache than you had before this session. Technical knowledge, okay? Right? Because अगर रिक्शा बंद पड़ गया तो टेढ़ा हो सकता है, but अगर स्पेसशिप बंद पड़ गया तो टेढ़ा नहीं कर सकते. Correct? Technical knowledge, distance, precision, concentration, the place of mechanism is tougher. Yes, okay. Right. So we are collectively giving right answers, but the answer I am looking for is they need more skill. Yes, Ritika, we are going towards that. Yes. The answer is responsibility. The more responsibility you are taking, the more money will follow. Imagine a rickshaw driver is made to fly a spaceship. What happens? He'll say, I am a driver, I can drive any machine in the world. So let me fly the spaceship today. What was the comment? I missed the last comment. So I think there are 3,000 comments that have come. Okay. The place of right. So it's about responsibility. Similarly, a writer who's writing a 360-degree campaign has more responsibility on his or her shoulders than a specific niche wala writer. So it could be a content writer or it could be a copywriter. So when I write campaign, my job is to make sure everyone who is going to make money on this gets paid. Which means they can do their job with equal comfort. So that campaign has to be well thought. So the only thing from the last 40 minutes for which I have been speaking, I want you guys to remember that a spaceship pilot makes more money, okay, I'll put it in another word. A spaceship driver makes more money than a rickshaw driver. Okay, moving on. So we have talked about money, we have talked about the expanse of what all can be done. Now what all is included? I think this is actually a no-brainer, but I'll still give away the answer to it. What all do you think is included in the marketing campaign? Yeah. Which one? Any that you take, or the one that you are going to write. If a client approaches you and says, I want you to write a 360-degree marketing campaign, what all elements will it include? We just spoke about it in the start of the session. Unconventional thinking, okay. No, but now we are talking about specifics and not the motivational factors. So a 360-degree campaign includes something that we have been doing, which is your social media, your digital marketing tools. So it could be your blogs, articles, press releases, everything. Web copies. Then it will include your videos that are made for digital space. It will include podcasts. It will include email marketing. Then we move towards the offline media. Offline includes your print, outdoor. It could include all the branding that happens either in the store or wherever the place of business is. To include all the hoarding, which is your outdoor advertising, all kinds of newspapers. So it could be regional, national, vernacular, whichever newspapers you talk about. It could be including your radio. Uh, then you take all the electronic media, which is your TV, which is very important. It could be all the electronic hoardings that are out there. Then we are talking about PR. PR is a very major aspect of a 360-degree campaign. So all of this, the seed of all of this is supposed to be written by a writer like you and me. So when you write, you have to think of everything that is going on. And if you can do that, there is no stopping. So was I clear there or was I confusing there? So we have seen the money that is going in. We have talked about the reach of it. We have seen the what all goes into it as well. Only one project per month becoming okay. So Tawik, I'll talk about that. Right? Let me read the question first. Sounds a lot. We alone can do that. So I'll answer Deblina's question first because that just popped on my screen. So it sounds like a lot. We alone cannot do it for sure, but a lot of people are dependent upon what you come up with. So you are supposed to be the spaceship pilot here, Deblina. And because you're the spaceship pilot, you will be making that amount which you will be making in the future. So it's built upon your thought. And there are specialist teams for everyone. Like for example, if you are coming up with a concept, you're not supposed to turn the content as well for it. There are specialist teams like, right? I'll take one more question from Souvik. He says only one project per month becoming a 360-degree writer. Usually these campaigns, they might get into multiple months as well. Because say for example, you're writing a campaign which is going to be run 360 degrees, but it is meant for IPL. IPL itself is like a 45-day event. So 45 days is the execution time. Thinking about that campaign is another 15-20 days. Creating assets for it is another 15-20 days. So it could easily go into 3 to 4 months. And that's why there's a lot of money involved. So did I answer your question? Yes. So most of the time it is a retainer if it goes into multiple months. Or if it is just one project, it could be based on a project. It depends on how you would do it. Who to pitch for these type of projects? Fantastic question. Who would you think should be pitched for these kind of projects? How to back these plans? Correct. So these are all the big players. That's for sure. And you cannot go and pitch a Red Bull saying, I was a content writer and now I want to write your main campaign. That is for sure. So there are always agencies that are in between. Advertising agencies or marketing agencies, either of them. Or creative consultancies. So either of them. But they are big establishments that are supposed to run this because the expanse that we just spoke about, there are at least 200 to 300 people working on that one project, different capacities. So you alone or as a freelancer or as a consultant cannot handle all of the execution. You might handle all the thinking part of it, but you cannot handle the execution part. So what I usually would do is, if I know that I have to, there is a lot of money in it, if I know that I can do it or I want to try it, I will try to find the agency that is handling the account. And when I say account, it is basically the client that we're talking about. So say for example, I want to work on Pepsi. If I want to work on Pepsi and I have a good concept that is running in my mind and I have done all my due diligence, which means I have done all the tick marks that this is a campaign that will go in mass, it will have a nice appeal to it, and I have done the homework for it. That's very important. So if I've done the homework for it and I want to go and work on a Pepsi project, I will go and find out which agency handles Pepsi. So say for example, the agency that handles Pepsi is called Harshita Communications. So I will go and pick Harshita Communications and not Pepsi, saying I have a great idea that's running in my mind and this is a teaser of the idea. I'm not going to give the whole campaign on it. Because if I give the whole campaign, then it's a lost cause. Because even today, intellectual property is everybody's collective asset. I mean, you can fight on it, but once the idea is gone, it's gone. You go to Harshita Communications, you tell them that I have a great idea for this brand, can we connect? Now, most of the time what happens is, these agencies, they are looking for fresh ideas. Because they are completely burnt out because there's so much happening in an ad agency or a marketing agency or a creative consultancy. So you go and do that. Initially, there would be a lot of rejections because maybe you're not a brand or an established brand in this aspect. You might be an established name in a different aspect. So what will happen is, there might be rejections initially, but you will refine your own process with those rejections coming in. And then one day you will get to. And that's how we start building a portfolio also. Because somebody was talking about portfolio. Right. So slowly and steadily you start building a portfolio. So we can, somebody else is asking, do they give the due credit? Mostly no, because if they give you the credit, they lose their own credit. So nobody wants to lose the credit. But what happens is, say for example, you are there in the capacity of a writer, you get the writer's credit for the campaign. In case it goes for an award or it goes really viral. So you do get your credit. For example, I happened to write the red label chai wali ad, which was supposed to be run in US and Canada during last Diwali. So my job was only to come up with the script, hand it over to them. They will shoot it in US because everything was in a state of lockdown last year. And that is where my role ended. But what happened is, the way that ad happened, they took it as a campaign and they ran a full-fledged campaign in US and Canada during the last festive season. And they were happy to give credit for it. So bigger the agency, the more humble they are, and they will give you a due credit. Have you heard of the story of the chicken that used to lay golden eggs? Yes. So you are the chicken that is laying golden eggs in this story. And it's not the agency or not the client. How can we find these agencies? Can you name some? There are thousands of agencies. If you go on Google and you just search for top 100 ad agencies in India, you will get a list of thousands because everyone calls themselves the top. But that's not the point. There are many agencies that today work on collaboration. because everybody wants great ideas, and great ideas do not come from the box; they do come from outside the box. And when I say outside the box, this is not some kind of a motivational tip that I'm giving. It basically means somebody who's outside the system and who has got fresh thoughts. For example, do you remember the thread ad that recently came out which featured Rahul Dravid? Correct. So Rahul Dravid ad went mad viral during the last IPL. Do you know who wrote it? Who was the writer or the concept uh, creator of that ad? It's a very popular name in India, and not from the advertising field. Anyone? We all love the ad, right? Because we saw Dravid in a very different avatar this time. So it was basically Tanmay. You heard about Tanmay?
Your voice is cracking a bit.
Yes, no, don't care. Please type.
Hello?
Yes, no, I don't care. Please type. So the writing credits were to Tanmay Bhatt. Anybody who knows who Tanmay Bhatt is? No, I am surprised to know that. Superb, no, okay. So Tanmay Bhatt is basically the one of the main guys for AIB. You guys know AIB? I hope. I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah, people are responding in the chat box.
It's a big YouTube channel that made huge waves over the past couple of years. So he's the, I mean, we should not body shame somebody, but he's the fat guy from AIB, the one who makes everyone laugh. Remember? So this guy is not a copywriter. This guy is not a creative director. This guy is basically a stand-up comedian. So they hired a stand-up comedian, their agency, whichever it was, because they wanted a very fresh perspective coming out. And when you become somebody like Tanmay Bhatt, I mean, when you have a face that is recognizable in the whole country, they have to give you credit. So that's where personal branding will speak. But that's the point. So if you guys think that you get too many random ideas, and I'd like to end this whole session on this, and then I'll take a question. You guys can unmute and speak. Now, how do you recognize if you are a concept writer? I'll tell you that. I have tried this on myself, and then I channelized all the energy. I used to get too many vague random ideas, and I didn't know what to do with them. So what I started doing is, I started writing all the ideas that used to come to my mind. So in a couple of years, there was a huge bank or a repository that was created of random ideas. And then you just go and do matchmaking. You remember those buas or aunties that have that eye for matchmaking in all the shadis that happen in India? You have to be that. Because you know the groom, you just need to go and find the bride. Or you know the bride, you go and find the groom. Which means you have the idea, you find a client for it. This works the other way. Does that make sense? So Sky, start making that idea bank or an idea repository or a concept repository, because that's going to help you if you want to get into this side of life. Few people have responded. I think everyone is in some kind of a shock right now. Either they are in a state of awe or a state of despair to get out of the session. It is one of them. But yeah, anyway. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. There's a lot of potential in there. There are a lot of clients coming these days, and there is a huge gap between good and bad ideas. So if you think you have good ideas, please come ahead, please start pitching, and maybe you will write the next thread at Good News. Right. So I'm open for questions. Harshita, do you have any questions to start with?
Someone is asking for bad ideas. Example. Am I audible? I don't know why he can't hear me.
Harshita? I feel like the Tom Hanks from Kaathsagar right now, because I've been speaking to a volleyball for last 58 minutes.
Am I audible to you? I am trying to speak again and again, but I guess I cannot touch your. Hello? What is that?
Fantastic. So Souvik has officially moved to the vote of thanks. He says, I got a lot of clarity today. A new horizon is opened up for me. Thanks, Rishikesh. Thanks, Souvik. Okay. Shruti wants an example of bad ideas. Okay. I'll give an example of bad idea. A bad idea is a good idea that does not sell. Okay. Right. So I think I have talked a lot here.
Rishikesh, am I
Harshita, do you want to add
audible?
anything? Yes, you are. Please go on.
So I just wanted to inquire about you, how you came up with these ideas, that random ideas, and you just maintained a journal over the years, and then you thought that let's pitch to somebody else who will be interested in hiring my ideas. So it is a very innovative idea what I got from today's call, and I am also having a lot of scattering ideas on a daily basis, but I never maintain it on my journal. But from today onwards, I will do it, because who knows what is next. So it's incredible, and thanks a lot for this clarity you have shown us over this 1 hour.
I guess he's having some mic issues.